What's going on, guys? Welcome back to day 13 of me documenting my journey of making at least 10k or 15k a month. So today I'll be taking a course from the top G himself, Iman. I bought his course and it's about to go live soon. So I bought some VIP tickets. So right here on the WhatsApp group So I'm gonna show you guys right here on the WhatsApp group. Right here on the WhatsApp group, right here. So that's the top G himself. So the guy is gonna go live soon and he's going to teach us how to generate passive income from digital products. So I'm going to lock in, learn what he's gonna offer, and so we're going to be having this for 3 days straight, and I'm going to vlog all the 3 days, but this one's going to be separate. Today is all about day 1, day 2, day 3. So VIP session 1, you guys see, right? VIP session 1. So yeah, I'm a VIP, so I bought his ticket. If you go on YouTube, you can't see this live thing right now, just the VIPs only. So yeah, and so he's going to be going live at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Canadian time. So I'm ready with my coffee and just waiting for him to How is everyone doing? Guys, can you just go ahead and drop 0.44? 0.44. Hear me? Yes. Let me know if the audio levels are good. Anything like that. Yay, nay. 0.44, 0.44, 0.44. Love it. Alright, amazing. Guys, drop in the chat. What you guys watching? Can you increase volume, please? Loud and clear. Okay. Dubai, Canada, Washington, Spain, New Zealand, Netherlands, Memphis, US,
Germany, Luxembourg, Armenia, crazy, Spain, all over the place. All right, guys, well, it's a very international crowd. Very, very excited to get into this. So, yeah, we have a incredible presentation I put together today. Obviously, just a reminder, this does not, like, this is very foundational, and it's really going to set the foundation for what we do in the main session. So just remember, this is setting the foundation, but without watching the main session, none of this is really going to be able to piece together. So on that note, I think we should be able to get into it. So I'll mirror my iPad now. You've taken the first step towards transforming not just your business, but your entire relationship with success itself. You are here because you understand that real change and growth requires a different approach, and that is exactly what we're going to dive into today. But first things first, special announcement. Before we begin, I need to address something that makes today's session a little bit different, and that is VIPs. Shout out to all of my VIPs in the chat. As you can probably see, we have some outside guests on the call today with us. So if you are one of my VIPs, I just want you to, scream it loud and clear. Can I see some, let me see some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are VIPs. VIPs, let yourself be known. And yeah, I just want to see all the love. VIP, VIP, I'm a VIP. Yes, you are. Amazing. VIP, VIP, VIP. What do you talk about publicly? And to be honest, I feel like we're all going to get a little bit, this is, I don't want to say a heavy topic, but this is going to be intense, okay? And this is why I wanted to save this for the VIP specifically, because you guys are the 0.44%. You guys are, you guys, I know that I can be a little bit more forward thinking, let's say, with some of you guys, because yeah, I know that you guys are hungrier than the general audience. So all that to say that today's topic is something that you won't see me talking about publicly, but it's the foundation of everything else we do in our lives. But make no mistake, after today, we go back to our regular VIP-only format for the remaining 6 VIP sessions, where we're going to dive even deeper into the advanced strategies and mindset work that only you have access to. So a little bit about today's agenda. Here's what we're going to be covering. First, I'm going to reveal the hidden psychological system that's been silently sabotaging your success, even when you think you are doing everything, only taking days and sometimes even weeks. Now, by the end of this session, you'll understand why everything you've tried before has only been treating symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. And you will have the complete framework to finally break free from the patterns that have been keeping you stuck. So, whether you're a VIP member or one of our special guests here today, I want you to pay very, very close attention, because what we're about to cover will change how you think about success, failure, and transformation forever. So on that note, let's begin. Every single day, there is a war happening inside of your mind, and most people don't even know that it's taking place. This war is a struggle between the version of you that exists right now, your current self, and the version of you that's capable of one bit if your mind is working against you. So let me show you exactly what I mean through something you might already understand. Right? I'm going to make it very simple for you to understand how this actually works. You guys know what a thermostat is, right? Tell me, what is the purpose of a thermostat? I'm going to look at the chat. What is the purpose of a thermostat? Why do you actually have a thermostat? What does it do? What does it accomplish? To change temperature, measure temperature, change the temperature, regulate temperature. Regulate temperature, correct. It's to regulate your temperature. Well, as you said, it's to maintain a set room temperature and never, this is very important, never deviate from it, okay? So, it doesn't matter whether you open a window or turn on a heater. The thermostat will do its absolute best to maintain the room at the temperature that you set it. Now, if you were to try to change the temperature of the room, what would you think would be smartest? To open a window, to turn on a heater, maybe open the doors to let cool air in, turn on a fan, light lots of candles to warm up the room, maybe put on a jacket and pretend it's not cold? Or would it make more sense to just get up off the couch and go change the setting on the thermostat? Listen, obviously you would just change the thermostat setting, right? Seems obvious enough. Now, let me ask you something that might seem odd at first, but please just stick with me. What if, and I'm just asking, what if there was something inside of you that worked exactly like a thermostat? Think about it for a second. A decision that, looking back, makes no sense whatsoever. You sabotage an opportunity without even realizing why. Has any of that ever happened to you? And afterwards, where do you end up? Right back where you started, don't you? Almost as if there's some invisible force pulling you back to your normal level, no matter how hard you were trying to change things. Now, doesn't that sound exactly like what a thermostat does? It detects changes and then automatically brings things back to original settings. Automatically snaps it back. So what do you think is really happening here? Is it just a series of coincidences? Or maybe it's just bad luck? Or is it possible, just possible, that your mind actually does work like a thermostat, fighting to keep you at whatever level it believes is normal for you? You see, once I understood this concept, it completely changed how I view success and failure. Suddenly, patterns that never made sense before all of a sudden became crystal clear to me. Patterns I had witnessed over my last decade of being in business. For example, why is it that you can have two people, right? And they have the identical strategies, resources, opportunities, and time. Yet one succeeds while the other gives up and doesn't succeed. What separates them isn't intelligence, hard work, or talent. What do you think it is? See, one person's thermostat is set to a level where success feels normal to them. The other person's thermostat is set to a level where success feels threatening, so their mind fights against it. So let me ask you, if you've been fighting an uphill battle trying to change your results by working harder, learning more strategies, and pushing through obstacles, but you keep going back to where you started, in that case, doesn't it make perfect sense that the real solution isn't to fight harder against your mental thermostat, but simply to reset the settings? And if your mind does really work like a thermostat, automatically pulling you back to what it feels is normal, wouldn't it be like you had access to it? This thing is insane. I'm so excited to show it to you. It's a process I call the alchemy, a way to reset that thermostat at the deepest level, so achieving your dreams stops feeling like a struggle, and inevitably it just transpires. You see, what's so cool is we actually gave this to our monetized customers last night. Okay, it's been less than 24 hours, and we've had some of the most incredible feedback we have ever had on any tool we have ever developed. Listen, I could spend this entire VIP session showing you all the feedback that's come through, but here's just one of them. Mr. Gadget, very formal, very polite, thank you. You better read this feedback yourself, not only your team, because it means a lot to me. I don't know what kind of witchery whoever put this together has done here, but God Almighty, this is the most powerful thing I have ever done in my entire life, and I am bloody 51 years old already. I was bawling my eyes out on the first 2 pages of the summary. It was so intensively accurate that it was literally scary. And I am not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. So very enlightening and helpful. This was brilliantly done. Whoever's done this is very clever and deserves a pay rise. My dev team is spectacular. Devs, if you're watching this, you know you are. I've been working at the company many years, and you are correct. They're the best of the best. You deserve the tightest Brazilian hug I know how to give, and I will give it to you one day, sweetheart. Thanks doesn't seem to be good enough right now, but it's from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you, my darling, and keep up the good work. You are chasing lives. Lots of love, Sandra. Sandra, thank you very much for the kind message. And listen, on behalf of myself and the rest of the team, I'm just like, seeing feedback like this is just something that we decided a few months ago. We're like, we have to make this tool, right? If we could have something like this, if we could have a life's manifesto, if we can create an alchemy of self, if we can have something tangible that people can have their hands on and sign an actual contract with themselves to commit to it, then the rest of these, that's 80% of the work. So as I said, for the VIPs, I'm so excited to share this with you. Now listen, the alchemy of self actually came from a process that I started doing almost a decade ago, right? And this used to be an annual ritual for me. Every single year, I'll block out an entire day, sometimes even multiple days, to go through this entire process properly. I can say with complete confidence that I attribute every major breakthrough in my success to understanding and applying these principles consistently. Through this annual practice of resetting my psychological thermostat, everything changed. And I mean everything. Now, I want to share this exact same system with you today. By the end of this presentation, you will understand exactly why you've been stuck in these patterns, and more importantly, you'll have access to the complete process that can finally break you free. But before I show you the solution, I need you to understand exactly how the psychological thermostat creates the patterns that have been keeping you stuck. Because what I'm about to reveal will show you why everything you've tried before has only been treating symptoms instead of addressing the cause. Now, once you understand this thermostat principle, the next question is obvious. What does it actually look like in your life? You see, on the outside, this shows up as a life that feels smaller than the one that you know you are capable of. Maybe it's a job that drains you, but pays you just enough to keep you there. Maybe it's financial stress that has you counting and recounting bills late into the night. Whatever it is, okay? Maybe it's dreams that feel so far away, they may as well be fantasies. Things that other people achieve, but not people like you, that's what you tell yourself. You watch days turn into months, months turn into years, and despite all of your effort, you are still right. Unfortunately, always usually wins. And this creates the real crisis. If I know I'm capable, if the opportunities exist, if other people can do it, then why can't I? Have you ever considered that maybe, just maybe, what you truly want isn't success per se, but to reclaim ownership of your life? Could it be that what you really want is to stop feeling like life is happening to you and start making it happen for you? Maybe you want to wake up excited about your day instead of dreading it. Perhaps you want to feel proud of who you are, of who you're becoming, instead of ashamed of who you were. Could it be that you want to trust yourself to follow through on your commitments instead of constantly disappointing yourself? Is it possible that you want to break free from the prison of your own limitations and step into the person that you know you're meant to be? The truth is, what if you're not failing because you're lazy, unmotivated, or not smart enough? What if you're failing because you're trying to chase dreams that require you to become someone that you haven't yet become? And this is exactly what your psychological thermostat does. It's set to the identity that you currently. The first part is getting crystal clear on who your current character actually is. You need to understand your starting point. What beliefs do you currently hold about yourself, about money, about what is possible for you? What are your current habits, thought patterns, and automatic responses when you face challenges? Which specific environments shaped your core beliefs about yourself? Think about your family dynamics, your school experiences, your early relationships. What messages did you absorb from these spaces that you are still carrying today? And here is the deeper question. Which influential people in your life became the voices in your head? Maybe it was a parent who was worried about money. Maybe it was a teacher who made you feel like you weren't smart enough. Maybe it was a coach who taught you that mistakes were failures. These borrowed beliefs may still be running your decisions today, but they were never actually yours to begin with. Once you have a clear picture of where you are starting from, you can begin to strategically reshape the parts of you that aren't serving you and strengthen the parts of you that will carry you towards your goal. But for all my VIPs here today, I have an incredible gift for you. Instead, you don't have to keep playing the same role you've been stuck in up until now. The truth is, you don't need to fix the old character. You can create a new one. Before you can design that new character, you have to know exactly what life you were designing them for. And this is actually where most people go wrong. All of you have probably heard or tried to create a vision board in the past, correct? Well, let me ask you something. Do you really actually know what you want in life? Okay? I mean, be honest here. Or is this the sort of stuff that you're saying? You know, just very vague surface level ideas like, oh yeah, I want more money, or I want better health, or a happier relationship. And if your answer is no, have you ever really sat down to define in excruciating detail what time would you like to wake up on your perfect day? What would be the first thing that you do? What would you eat for breakfast? Where would you be living? What would you see when you look out your window? How many hours would you work? What specific work would you be doing? Who would you be working with? What would your office or workspace look like? What exact amount would you like to have in your bank account? What would you spend money on without even thinking about it? What financial freedom would you what would financial freedom look like day to day or feel like day to day? How would your body move? What would you see when you look in the mirror? How would clothes fit you? What physical activities would you be doing? Who would you come home to? What would dinner conversations look like? How would you and your partner interact? What would weekends look like together? Because here's the thing. Most people have never actually asked themselves these questions at this level, have they? And without this kind of clarity, how can you possibly be intentional about anything? And when you're not intentional, what happens? Your character just keeps running the same old program, doesn't it? This is exactly why sections 4 and 5 of the Alchemy of Self tool are so critical. Most people spend months trying to figure these questions on their own and still end up with fuzzy goals. Alchemy of Self guides you through this entire process systematically. Now, section 4 maps out your dream life in vivid detail, but not through generic questions. It digs into specifics, daily experiences, the precise financial picture you want. Section 5 then creates your future self blueprint, describing the exact person who naturally lives that life. The AI connects all of these dots and gives you crystal clear vision of both where you're going and who you need to become in order to get there. So, here's what I want to know. Wouldn't it be powerful to finally have that level of clarity about your dream life instead of spending months trying to figure out yourself? Why do you think that is? Could it be that you are working on the wrong thing in the wrong order? Because change isn't about adding more strategies in your life. It's about having absolute clarity about the gap between who you are now and who you need to become. Not just knowing that you need to be more disciplined or think more positively. We're talking about deep structural differences. What does your future self actually believe about themselves that you don't yet believe? What do you do when you face a setback that you currently don't normally do? How do you make decisions? What does your internal dialogue sound like when things get difficult? And here's the crucial part. It's not just knowing what needs to change, it's knowing the exact sequence to change it in. Because some shifts have to happen before others. Some limiting beliefs need to be addressed before certain habits can stick. Some mindsets need to shift before certain actions become natural. And this is where section 8 of the Alchemy of Self tool becomes absolutely critical. And it's where the AI does something no human could do manually. It analyzes the exact distance between your current self and your future self, then creates your personalized roadmap to get there. The AI compares your current patterns with your designed future identity and identifies the specific gaps, not just what needs to change, but the precise order to change it in. It knows live, like we're literally going to do it in 5 minutes. I'm going to call him live in 5 minutes, he or she, and then we also have a backup winner. So if winner number 1, doesn't pick up, I don't know why you wouldn't, then we'll call a backup winner. And also, when I call you, all right, the team has sent me the winner. When I call you, the password is WAVE. I'm going to ask you for a password. Password is WAVE. And then also just a heads up, for the one-on-one FaceTime winner, I'm going to call you in a few hours once the main session is done. Michelle from Qatar. All right, Michelle from Qatar. Congratulations. We'll be chatting. I'll be giving you a call in the next few hours. You can expect a call from myself tonight. If you are in Qatar, you're a similar time zone as us, so apologies, it might be a little late on your end. Hopefully we're not keeping you up too late. And with that said, we are going to move into open Q&A. I'm also going to introduce you to co-hosts for this entire event, Jason Fladman. And while Jason speaks a little bit about himself and introduces himself, just if you could just move over to main. As Jason introduced a little bit about himself, I'm also going to be on my phone and try to give our giveaway winner.
Yo, hey,
How's things?
very good. I'm happy to be here.
All right, well, Jason, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. So I've been doing this since 2008, believe it or not. That was when I created my first digital product. So some of you might not have been born yet, but hey, age is just a number. I've sold over $250 million of digital products throughout my career, and I try to work with the very best in the world. And this is why I'm here in Dubai with Iman. I flew all the way out from LA. My wife, my kids, they're going to be watching here, tuning in. I'm teaching them how to create digital products as well with these instructions and these trainings over the next few days. So Iman and I have been really just sweating tirelessly behind the scenes to do everything possible that we can to get you into fighting shape, because I don't know if you know this, but like AI is kind of a big deal right now, and everybody is talking about it, but nobody's really doing anything about it. And so we have to specifically get you in the right game that play so you can win. And my big secret, Iman, why I've been so successful in my career, and I do it behind the scenes mostly. I'm not a face guy, I'm a faceless guy for the most part, which we will talk about.
Yeah, you've really been in the shadows over the years, huh?
I have been, man. Thank God for you bringing me out. Like, I thought I was in retirement, like the old Lethal Weapon. I don't know if anybody's ever saw those movies, but I was like, oh, I thought I was going to be retired, and they just pulled me back in. But I answered the call because I think right now is the most pivotal time in history. I do have my phone here. I am watching the Q&A. We did a promotion where we did $9.8 million in 8 days. And this was selling somebody else's digital product. This was way back in the day when we were figuring this stuff out. And we did one of these cart close deals where we stayed up until the cart closed. I lived in Iowa at the time, so it was 2 a.m. when we shut the cart down. And I shouted out, I called up my business partner immediately afterwards, and for 10 minutes we were like, oh my God, I can't believe it. We almost made $10 million in 8 days from scratch. And then we spent the next 50 minutes talking about, oh, if this deal would have went through, or if we would have known this, then we could have made 15, or maybe we could have made 20, or maybe we could have made 25. And that really stuck with me, Iman. I was like, would it have changed my life in any meaningful way if I would have made more money at that time or not? Because you know what I did is I hired a bunch of people I shouldn't have hired and made a bunch of dumb decisions I shouldn't have made. And if I had a smaller amount of money, I would have lost less of that money. But because I had a larger amount of money, I paid the stupid tax in a multitude of different ways. So I think you instead accept what is important to your life once money doesn't become the most important thing anymore. And for me, being able to spend time with my wife, spend time with my family, choose and pick the projects I want to work on, because Iman can tell you, he's seen my schedule, he knows the people that call me, and he knows the calls I don't return from some of the people that you would be impressed by, and I selectively engage in who I want to work with. And I told Iman this. Yeah, true freedom. And I said to Iman early on, I go, I only want to work with the best products out there and the best offers.
And also, the thing is, when those calls are coming in, that's a lot of money on the table. So when we talk about true freedom, you can almost stop making the most money, because if you were optimized for, let me just make the most amount of money, you would pick up those calls. But the true freedom is that. Yes, it's that. True freedom is not, by the way, the billionaires that have to chase every single deal and blah blah, and they're still on this frantic hamster wheel. That's actually not true freedom.
That's the fact. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to be aware of, Lance. So thank you for bringing that up. If you win the world but lose your soul, then we don't call you a winner. But if you gain what is given to you and use it, then the talents multiply as well. If we want to get biblical on that. Biblical. I don't know where we're coming from today. Man, that VIP session was strong. But at the heart of it is, it's not the end goal that you chase, it's who you become as you go towards the end goal that matters the most. And that's what we're doing here today. This is why alchemy of self is so critically important to your future, because I've seen miserable millionaires and I've seen very blissful people who make $70,000, $80,000 a year, and that's enough for them. And so if we get you right, then the money is really just what's the vehicle to get there. That's the 20%, but the 80% is you once we empower
Pedro. Well, anyways, all that to say, as Jason said, I believe my team has pinned in the chat if you want to upgrade to VIP. Just a reminder, because we are so ridiculously confident in this. VIP is an extra 7 days. Obviously, you get the Alchemy of Self tool. We're giving away 7 MacBooks. Wish I could show you. I've got all these MacBooks lined up here. Giving away 7 MacBooks, 7 FaceTimes, and then 1 VIP. Also, going to do an all-expenses paid trip. Fly you over to Dubai, and then we're going to have a business dinner where I'm just going to help you and literally lay out your entire roadmap and game plan for the next 12 months. And as I said, we're so confident in this that we have a no questions asked money back guarantee. So try it, and listen, if we don't over-deliver, we take all the risk. So on that note, we're getting off the stream. Love you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow, my VIPs. Let's head over to the main session. Way to get into this, so that way you're not sitting on the sideline while eliminating most of the risks that usually come with the starting an online business. One, that doesn't require you to quit your current occupation or to burn through all of your savings just to give it a try. This way, you can dip your toes in the water first without any risk and get into some type of business model before you get your company. And then we're going to hang on after the formal presentation with you guys, and we'll do a formal setting and answer all these questions and make sure you have all this crush it in the next days. And it is essential that you are live here to join us today, because as soon as the live session ends, that will get cut out. Okay, no one is going to see the informal hangout Q&A part. Okay, so make sure you are here live for that. So the only way to be a part of this special session is by being here live. Then starting tomorrow, we're also going to be bringing guest speakers daily to take your experience even further. We're going to come on stage right after the Q&A. So again, we're going to be live here for those. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My objective here today is to not show you how to become a millionaire overnight, okay? If that's what you're expecting, you can just click away, alright? That is 10 sells 100. The person who sells 100 sells 1,000. So we just start off by doing the first thing, because I know if I can get you there, I can take you to the next level. Every single we get you there, we can make you ungovernable. That is the moment you achieve true ownership of your life and your decisions. When you go from doing things, in this moment, something has changed. Recent breakthroughs in AI have eliminated virtually every barrier that kept regular people out of this $684 million per day industry digital product. In fact, these barriers are now advantages. Because if you don't need expertise, how many markets can you now get into? If you don't need authority, how many of these assets can you create? And if you don't even need to show your face, you are at a huge advantage over everyone else who spends so much time on expertise, authority, content. You have a flexibility that they don't have. You have a new path that didn't exist before. They are ignoring it, and this is where all of the companies are going to. And I will prove it to you by the end of this presentation. In fact, there are already regular everyday people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and even 50s who have never had a business before, taking advantage of this opportunity to make more doctors, starting from scratch. And a lot of my insights, by the way, come from the fact that I'm the co-owner of a company where our users are currently earning about $140 million a month from digital products. You see, I have a previously undisclosed reason to share all the fine details of this opportunity with you. It was in this exact industry that I personally made my fortune. I have been selling digital products for more than 7 years at this point. I created one of the most successful digital products ever, and went on to make almost $100 million from digital products a day. I have documented this entire journey on my YouTube channel. You can literally see my videos from 9 years ago when I was a clueless 16-year-old living in my single home. And all of that was hand in hand with this undisclosed reason of mine, which is because I am wise. Through the small fortune I built from digital products, I can now invest and acquire bigger enterprise companies. One of my most recent acquisitions is Consulting.com, previously owned by Sam Ovens and Ryan Doris. And this is where I really make my money, and this is basically my day job these days. We are the #1 advisory firm in the world for people to sell digital products. The minimum price to a client of ours is $25,000. But I've had clients pay me upwards of $50,000, $100,000, all the way to $250,000 to work with us. So my secret motive here with this challenge is very simple. If I show these strategies to a million people, and 0.1% of them actually apply them, succeed, and decide to become one of our advisory clients at Consulting.com, that is at minimum an extra $25 million in revenue for the business. So yeah, it's fair to say I have a pretty good incentive in teaching you guys what actually works here. But my biggest investment to date has been in becoming a co-owner at Walt. In case you didn't know, Walt is the fastest growing digital product platform in the world. To make things easy to understand, it's basically Shopify for digital products. Walt is the best way to publish a digital product because it's quick and it's free to do so, unlike other platforms. Hence, a major reason I invested in it. And our users have earned over $1.6 billion from their digital products through Walt. Let me just put it into perspective how much that is. If you took that $1.6 billion and converted it to $100 bills, it will create a stack of cash over 1.75 kilometers tall. That is 4 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. Or, think about it this way, if you earned $100,000 per year, it would take you 16,000 years to earn $1.6 billion. That is longer than all of the human civilization. That is how much our users have earned from their digital products on Walt. And as a co-owner, I get paid a very small percentage of all the digital product sales people make on the platform. So if you make money, I make money. So from all angles, it is in my best interest to show you exactly how these people are making so much money on our platform every single day from this opportunity. And I'm giving you all of that completely free through the most actionable content you will get this quarter here over the next 3 days. Now, obviously, I'm aware that there's always that 0.44% of people who see how massive an opportunity this is and will want to move faster. So, in a later episode, those who want to move faster and work more closely with me will be making this incredible offer. And I'm just giving you a heads up on that right here on today's live stream. The only 2 things I'm going to say about it for now are, number 1, you're going to get a chance to compete for $250,000 in prizes, including a Protect Fleet, 4 Rolexes, 5 Cartiers, and 10 tickets to my $25,000 mastermind to be in a room with people who will collectively earn hundreds of millions of dollars a year from digital products. And number 2, this will be an even better opportunity than the one I opened last time, through which our clients earned $8.9 million in tracked earnings in just 90 days. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about that here because we have a lot to cover in today's session. That's why I created a waitlist group where I'm going to share all the information about this offer. I will leave a link for it below later. Regardless whether you take this option or not, just for the content of this 3-day challenge, you'll be able to launch your first digital product easier than ever using AI. Now, let's get into the content. You see, for each one of our sessions of the Make Money Online Challenge 2.0, I want to give you a very clear and tangible target that we're going to achieve together. So that by the end of each session, we can go back to that target and ask ourselves, okay, did we achieve it or not? For today, the target is very simple. After today's session, you are never going to be able to not spot opportunities again. You'll be scrolling through Instagram and YouTube, and you will be able to see opportunities everywhere. Today, I'm going to open your eyes to something that you have been blind to so far, and you will never see things the same way again. Just this awareness alone is going to make you more capable than anything else I can do for you right now. Because if you didn't know what a $100 bill looked like, you would have no idea that it was valuable in the first place. You would just think that it's this piece of paper with some funny dude's face on it. So even if I gave you a million $100 bills, you would just be like, what the hell is this? It's trash. Alright? The moment you become aware that this is money that's worth 100 lives, now all of a sudden it's value. But a lot of what you're seeing out there is the equivalent of these $100 bills not being aware that this is actual money. So what I'm going to do today in this training is I will make you aware of these things. And once you're aware of them, you're going to see how profitable they actually are. So today we're going to cover 4 critical things. Number 1, the 3 criteria framework. Off with the one known little piece of economic science that reveals the exact timing of massive wealth creation opportunity. By the end of today, you're either going to be 100% convinced that this is your path forward, or you'll know exactly why it's not. Either way, you're going to have clarity. So, if I can show you a very simple, straightforward way, A, how to recognize the best wealth creation opportunity, B, position yourself to take advantage of this AI revolution, and activate the focus, especially if it makes it realistic for you to make your first 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 online using AI without having to risk your current income or your savings. So go ahead and drop a deal below if you are ready to learn how to build your first digital product with AI. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the part. So let's start with the 3 criteria framework to spawn the right wealth building model. Here is the first thing we need to understand. The most successful people never admit this. 50% of success, if I'm being honest with you, is timing. It's basically being in the right place at the right time. And we already know that AI will be perfect timing for us. So, if you had bought that same $500 in June, only 6 months later, you would now have $458,000. And 6 months later again, 78,000. Only 6 months reduced your potential returns from 4.4 million to 458,000. Another 6 months from 458,000 to 78,000. By the way, it's still an incredible return. For sure. The far from life-changing things that we magically say, oh, I wish I bought Bitcoin. This is how fast this time. People who risk, like real estate or stocks. Low risk plus high reward is usually hard to recognize, like early crypto or the early internet. Okay? Recognizable plus low risk usually equals low reward, like savings accounts or traditional jobs. The holy grail here is finding a model. But it's also created and delivered digitally, so that is also a digital product. In this 50-page PDF deal guide, consider no shipping, no inventory, just information delivered through your computer. What about this woodworking guide? Is this a digital product? Yes, for the same reason as the above. The PDF was created once and can be sold in the same. Back in May, I broke a record for most cash collected in 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days on our payment processing platform, Walk. In fact, I actually even have an official letter here signed by Steven, the CEO of Walk, stating that I indeed broke all these records. And you know what I was selling? You guessed it, a digital product. So, you think that that's a coincidence? Everyone who's successful online, you think it's a coincidence that everyone who's successful online today is selling a very similar thing? Of course not. All these people realize that is where the market is moving. So, they have taken advantage of this opportunity. Now, here's the big inflection point of this industry. Up until 6 months ago, this business model was strictly reserved to a very small group, the ones that have lots of expertise in a high value topic. And it is the big catch-22 of this entire industry, right? Why would you be watching this here today if you already had a high value skill or knowledge that you could monetize online? You probably wouldn't, right? If you are here, it's because most likely you don't possess that. But then if you don't possess that, well then you can't get into this industry. So it just becomes like an endless loop. And that is the exact loop broken by AI. By combining AI with digital products, you create what I call non-expert digital products. And this concept completely changes this industry. From everything I'll talk about during this entire challenge, if you have to pick one thing to keep, this would be it. If you can understand this concept, you can create a profitable, scalable online business, whether it's your first time getting into this industry or if you're doing it on the side of your already existing job. So let me explain what non-expert digital products are. Non-expert digital products are digital products that don't require you to be the expert. Instead, AI becomes the expert. And non-expert digital products shift the value dynamic of digital products. The value comes from the solution, not from the providing. Instead, the difference for the restaurant versus having a robot chef that's already knows every recipe in the world. You do not need to be a chef. Just you see how this isn't just a better way to create digital products, but rather a different category. Traditional digital products are about what you an expert. Non-expert digital products are about what problems people solve. Do you see how this makes it the most incredible opportunity available right now? Since you don't need to be an expert anymore to get into the most profitable industry in the world. And I'm going to show you real-life examples of non-expert digital products killing it. Going back to our 3 high reward models. Digital delivery. The entire product is delivered digitally, automatically, without you having to touch a button. You just create a product once, you can sell it thousands of times with the same effort and you can sell once. All of that at zero marketing cost. Starting with 10 people and costs the same thing as 1,000 people. Global reach, well, since the delivery happens digitally, you can sell it to any place in the entire world and your customer gets the products instantly, no matter where they are. Automated systems, with a platform like Walk, the product is created automatically without you having to do anything. All of that for free and super easy to set up. Meaning, how much you make has no correlation to how much time you work. Once the product is built, you don't need to put more work to make more money. Do you know any other model that allows you to do that? To scale your sales exponentially without scaling your demand and delivery. Every barrier that stopped you before has now been eliminated. Expertise barrier? Well, it's gone. AI has access to all human knowledge. You don't need to be an expert. Technical barrier? Gone. AI builds the products for you. No technical skill. I basically have the intelligence on this industry that no other company or individual has. I have the data behind over $1 billion in digital product sales. Right now, $140 million a month in digital product sales. And by the way, that's growing 5 to 10% every single month. So, here's what I did. I analyzed the data from all the digital products on Walk that generate over $100,000 in sales. And here is what I uncovered. It turns out that every single successful product has 3 elements in common. It Everything I'll be teaching during this entire 3-day challenge will be built on top of this three-step system, I'm about to share. These three common elements are development, monetization, and delivery. And by the way, that makes a lot of sense. If you can follow these three steps correctly, you can make a fortune. The first step is quite self-explanatory. Nothing happens until something is bought. And for that, in order to have a product, develop it. That is sort of but now, when you are developing, it will ensure that your product has the highest potential of becoming successful and a highly profitable digital product. I'm going to break down those criteria in detail and step-by-step process on how to create your first digital product from zero in our live session tomorrow. Make sure you are at the live session tomorrow. That thing is going to give you the entire step-by-step, and I would say tomorrow is probably the most important session. Now, what I'm about to do is introduce you to some people that created their first non-expert products in a matter of hours by following this first develop step, okay? By the way, these are complete beginners, by the way. So the first example is from Richard. Richard created his very first non-expert digital product on how to raise a resilient kid. The interesting thing here is that David is not a doctor or a pediatrician. He's just the father of three and wanted a solution for his own kid and turn that into a digital product. We also have David, who at first was going to a classic workout digital product, but figured out that a better topic would be working night shift without wrecking your health. You see how that's a visual which they don't even know if it's going to work. Our students have already launched 2, 5, even 10 products, found one or even multiple that actually speed beats perfection every time. So you can see, or I should say, can you see how this fresh perspective is actually your competitive advantage? You focus on what works because it will result. And you see how your ability to move fast actually gives you a massive edge over perfectionist experts. You adapt quickly because you are not stuck in 20 days. You understand how AI gives you access to all expert knowledge without the tunnel vision, so you can combine insights from multiple experts instead of being limited by expertise bias. So, let me reframe something for you. Being a beginner is not a liability, it is an asset, and that's why this is the perfect time to leverage beginner status. AI plus beginner perspective equals winning combination. So, comment advantage below if you are ready to use your fresh perspective as your fair advantage. Lovely, lovely. Perfect. Well, now that you understand how to develop your non-expert digital product, let's go to our second step of the three-step process. This second step is what's called monetization. And for you to be successful with this, I want you to forget the word selling for a second, okay? Everyone thinks, oh, but how do I sell these digital products? Just forget that word for a second, okay? Because the truth is, you don't need to sell in order to be successful. What you need instead is monetization. I mean, think about it. Have you ever gotten any phone calls from Netflix trying to sell you a subscription? Probably not, right? What about Amazon? Maybe they called you trying to sell you their new Fire Stick or a new Alexa. Probably not, right? You see, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, they are all among the biggest companies in the world today. You've probably purchased something from all of them, yet they have never sold you. Everyone thinks, but how do I sell these digital products? Just forget that word for a second, because the truth is, you don't need to sell to be successful. Why? Because they don't need to. They don't need to cold call or knock on doors and pitch you into buying a streaming subscription, because they built a monetization system that works automatically. Apple monetizes through the App Store. Whenever you want to download or purchase an app, they don't need someone to sell you. The App Store does that job for them. Netflix monetizes through their platform. Whenever you want to watch a show, they don't need someone to sell you a subscription. The platform does that job for them. Amazon monetizes through their marketplace. Whenever you want to buy something, they don't need someone to sell you. The marketplace does that job for them. And with that, they don't need to focus on selling, because they end up selling thousands of times more than the products that actually focus on that. What they do is far more powerful, and that is called monetization. If you want to be successful, sell your products easily and sell it a lot of times, you don't need to sell, you need to monetize. And what all those successful digital products I talked about, what they all have in common is that they all have a monetization system that converts strangers into customers. In fact, all those digital products follow pretty much the exact same monetization system. And I'm going to dive deep into exactly how to accomplish this and how to get this done for you using AI on day 3. But I'm going to give you a little spoiler here. Here, we once again use specialized AI to create a page for us and script a very specific video that converts strangers into buyers for our non-expert digital products. By the way, this is the exact same monetization system I've used to generate almost $100 million in sales for my own digital products. And it follows the exact same flow that Netflix, Amazon, and Apple all use in their monetization system. But don't worry about that for now. I'm going to unwrap all of this together in our Tuesday session. Finally, once you've developed your product and have the monetization in place, sales are going to start naturally pouring in. At first, it's going to be just a few sales, 1 or 2 here and there. That is how we all start. Now, after you dial your monetization, these numbers can scale a lot, and they can scale quickly. Like Connor, who created his first digital product and in 24 hours got to $16,000 in sales. And 3 days later, he was already at nearly $62,000 from his digital product. Or Rebecca, who made over $9,000 in 24 hours when she launched her first digital product last Friday. Now, I need to address something very important here, okay? There's this false belief out there that you need to be known in order to be successful with digital products. And this creates massive barriers for regular people, simply because many people feel uncomfortable sharing personal stories and don't like the pressure of constantly having to perform your personality online. Look, if you want to create your personal brand, 100% go for it. I'm not against personal branding. Listen, I do it myself. But don't get caught up thinking that you must have one in order to create a successful digital product. Just like there are advantages to creating a product with a personal brand behind it, there are also huge advantages to going for the approach that I call faceless. Let me show you some real examples. Remember that guy I mentioned earlier who creates Fortnite maps? Well, he never shows his face. He just creates amazing Fortnite maps and tutorials. And he's making over $8,000 per month faceless. Why does it work? Because customers care about map quality, not the creator's identity. So he just has to implement a monetization system, and he gets to turn strangers who don't even know who he is into paying customers. That, my friend, is monetization. And as you can see, it works regardless of whether you show your face or not. Remember that woodworking product I mentioned earlier? That is also from the faceless creator. Although the product is called Ted's Woodworking, the guy doesn't show his face in a single video. There's just a stock picture of an old guy on the cover of the product. But can you actually think about how much this product earns? Can you imagine how much this product earns? I mean, product like this, surely there's not a big market for it, is there? Maybe like a few $1,000s a month, right? Maybe. I mean, would you believe millions? What about tens of millions? This product is one of the top grossing digital products ever. The guy who developed it.
Alright guys, Iman Gadget just finished and he's done. This session was pretty amazing. I learned a lot of things from him, and I did take some notes. Those I'm not gonna show you guys because the notes are private. I got a lot of notes, and I think if I implement and put everything he said to motion, and I use all the cheat code he provided, right? All the cheat code, sorry, if I put in all the cheat code he provided, I know this is gonna work. And if I just do everything he said, come up with my own concept by using his own concept, coming up with my own concept, right, it's totally gonna change my life. So tomorrow is another day, but I'm gonna start right now to implement some of those concepts he just made right now. Yeah, so let's go now and make something that it's gonna change my life. I'm gonna go right now and start working on my digital product. I'm gonna use some of his ideas he said and come up with my own digital product idea from his own ideas. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So yeah, just put in the grind. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate every one of you that watched this video. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please smash the subscribe button. It's totally free. It's free, completely free. We don't charge you for subscribing. It's completely free. If you subscribe, it means a lot to me. It shows YouTube that people are watching, and it's gonna help me keep going on the For You page of people, and it's gonna keep me motivated for me. It's gonna keep me going for me to keep posting, knowing people are watching. All right, see you guys with day 14 tomorrow. All right, peace out.